Good evening, everyone watching from home. This is TMJ 203, okay? And we're here to study debate again. We miss all of you. Please come back to the classroom, okay? We don't want to keep doing this. Just come back, okay? So we can have a full class and enjoy ourselves. So today we'll be looking at Unit 8, Part 1. So of course you know how we do it. Today's topic is saying studying abroad. Wow, interesting. A lot of us wants to go abroad to study. So you know how we do it, right?
Yes.
So please go ahead, do your warm-up. done. Alright, so looking at the picture, what can you see from the picture, buddy?
5 kids and 1 teacher.
5 kids and 1 teacher. How about you? What can you see?
I can see a teacher and some students.
Alright, me, I can see different race of people. I can see a teacher trying to show or teach students of different race. There's black American, there's Caucasians, there are blacks, Africans, the teacher looks a little, I don't know, maybe European. The girl looks Asian. So this is a combination of different race people. So buddy, go ahead, read your warm-up response.
Number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1. What do you see in the picture about 5? I can see 5 kids and 1 teacher. Number 2. What do you notice about the children in this picture? There is 1 Asian kid. Number 3. How can studying abroad be different from studying in one's home country? I think we can learn various cultures in abroad. B. Number 1. What are some reasons that parents send their children abroad to study? Maybe they want their kids to feel various cultures. Have you studied abroad? If so, how was your experience? If not, would you like to? I have 2 times. One is Malaysia, the other is Australia. Most of all, I could learn English and many cultures. What problems can occur if children study abroad without their parents? Children can face some prejudices, such as skin color, hair color, or something.
Okay, very good. That was very clear. Good. Lisa, can we hear you?
A1, what do you see in the picture above? I can see a teacher and some students. 2, what do you notice about the children in this picture? I notice an Asian students and 2 black students and so on. 3, how can studying abroad be different from studying in one's home country? I can learn things through different methods of education. P1. What are some reasons that parents send their children abroad to study? I think that parents want their children to learn foreign language naturally. Have you studied abroad? If so, how was your experience? If not, would you like to? No, I haven't. I would like to study abroad if my parents have enough money. 3. What problems occur if children study abroad without their parents? Children do not study hard because parents do not say anything about it.
Perfect. Perfect. Good one. So let's go over to the next page, which is page 89. And so that's the passage reading. So please read it quietly, and when you are done, we read it all together. Okay? We take turns to read. Read quietly first. let's take turns to read. Let's take turns to reading. You go first until you find full stop, and then she goes and I'll go. So the topic is saying, should children study abroad? You know, being away from their families. So that's what we're doing. Okay, everybody, go.
Millions of students from countries all over the world attend college abroad.
Many countries carrying a degree from a foreign university is considered essential for success.
As the world is becoming more competitive, some parents are now sending their children to other countries to study during the middle school, elementary school, or even kindergarten.
For these parents, the benefits of studying abroad are considerable.
The main purpose of parents sending their children abroad to study is to help them learn English and other languages.
Many nations place great emphasis on foreign language skills.
Sending children abroad when they are young will ensure that they learn another language fluently.
Research shows that children learn foreign languages best between the ages of 8 and 12.
Students can also be exposed to different learning methods by studying abroad.
For instance, American schools often place great emphasis on creative thinking and activities.
This can help students develop their critical thinking skills better than they could by studying in their home countries.
Living abroad also helps children become more resourceful and independent.
They have to adjust to an environment that is very different from the one in their home country.
These advantages can also present major challenges for children studying abroad.
Students will be studying in classes conducted in a foreign language.
Because of this, they can quickly fall behind academically.
Differences in teaching methods can present similar problems from two students.
The material students study in a foreign country may be more difficult than the curriculum from their home country.
These students may struggle to keep up.
The opposite case is also problematic.
When students return to their home countries, they may have fallen behind for their classmates.
Most presently, students studying abroad are forced to be away from their family and native culture.
They can suffer from anxiety and
Loneliness.
loneliness.
Even children who go abroad with their mothers and siblings can suffer an emotional toll. Now, there are some words that we need to find their meanings. Is there any word you found that's difficult? Yes. Emphasis means emphasizing, like concentrating on something. Okay, so when you make emphasis means you want to speak more about something. Okay, throwing more light, trying to speak emphatically, concentrating on this thing. All right. Let me say, for example, wearing mask is one of the ways to prevent COVID. So the government is emphasizing that everyone should wear masks. Even in Seoul, right now, I think they made a law. If you don't wear mask, you pay 100,000 won when the police catch you. So that's emphasis. Okay, laying an emphasis on the importance of wearing mask. Any word?
No.
Are you sure? There are words. There are words you made a little mistakes on. This word is called foreign, not foreign. Foreign. No, foreign, foreigners, foreign language skill. And then anxiety. This word is anxiety. Okay, anxiety and loneliness. Okay. So basically, what topic is talking about is the pros and cons of children studying abroad. Okay, so that will be the basis of this debate topic for Unit 8. So as you heard from the reading, you can also open your textbook and read through. You would understand better. So let's go to the next page. Vocabulary check and comprehension questions. Alright, so you're not done here. Are you ready? Alright, so let's do it together. The first one says to try very hard to do something very difficult. What is it? Struggle. So hustle. Struggle. Second one is special attention given to something. It's emphasis. Remember, as I said, yeah, you have to pay attention to a particular thing. Fear or nervousness about something that might happen. What is it? Anxiety. Anxiety. That XI is Z sound. Yeah. Okay. Anxiety. Anxiety. Okay. Able to deal with difficult situations and to find solutions. Considerable. Large in size, amount, and quality. Resourceful. Okay. I read the question and then you tell me the response. Why are parents sending their young children abroad to study?
Because the world is becoming a more competitive place.
That's true. The world is becoming a global village. A global village. I think one of the things the rich and powerful people wants to do is to bring everyone together. They want the world to use one currency, same money. They want the world to share the same food. They even want the world to have the same mark. So they want to put the chips in front of your head or in your arm. You can only use the chips to do shopping. The world will soon be a very dreadful place. Seriously, very soon.
Future, I think.
Huh?
I
In
think-
the future?
Yes.
Now,
Now,
soon. It's almost happening.
the chips in our forehead.
It will happen very soon. You know, they were planning to pass the bill in America before Donald Trump became the president. So he stopped it. Right now, if he's out,
Yes.
if Donald Trump loses to be the president of America,
What do you think?
a lot of things will go wrong.
Do you think it's better? Trump.
If Trump remains the president, we are still safe a little bit. It's something we don't have to speak on camera. I'll tell you when we turn off that camera. Okay. So, what is true about learning foreign languages?
It is better to learn them between the ages of 8 and 12.
Okay, that's true. How can children develop greatly critical thinking skill by studying abroad?
They would be required to do creative activities in school.
That's right. And what problems do children face by studying in other country? Choose two answers. So the first one is totally out of it, being treated differently than other children. That's not true because obviously when we go to international schools, we see people from different race and cultures. So no one treats you as different because everyone is different. So yeah. And then studying is a little more, studying a little more difficult curriculum could be it. That's the right one. Learning a new foreign language. Remember, it's much better to learn foreign language when you are 8 to 12. Like, for example, when I started to study Korea, you know, they start teaching me as kindergarten. You know, I had to learn the ka, na, da, la, ma, ba, sa, o, tu, pu, all of those things. And I had to learn the aya, oyo, oyo, uyu, ui, all of those things, you know. So I felt like a little child. I felt like learning ABCD when I was in kindergarten student. You understand? So, no, it's not. No, it's not same. It's not same. You guys have the basics of English from kindergarten. They teach you ABCD in kindergarten. It's not same. It's not. So how is it same? Hessel from kindergarten they teach you. Yeah, but I am adult. I am too old. It's not same. It's not, it can't be same. Seriously. It's just like, for example, at your age, I start teaching you A, B, C, D. It's so awkward.
In your country,
Mhm.
what kind of language did you
English.
learn? English is your
English. Yeah, English is the general
I
lesson.
what is second language teaching school?
There are so many languages, because of multi languages, English is the only acceptable language.
Same in Korean.
No, there's no two two languages in Korea.
Yeah.
Korean is just Korea.
Ah.
But in Korea, nowadays the people have Koreans. I heard people who came here in 1995, 94, 92 behind. They had a huge hard time in Korea because then Korea Koreans were closed-minded. When they walk into the subway, into the train, they find foreigner, Koreans run away. Oh, chincha. Even up to now, sometimes when I walk into the lift and see Koreans, except for public places like maybe this building, they've seen a lot of foreigners, they're getting used to it. But most times, if you walk into a lift with a Korean person in the private lift, I can't understand. And I also heard that they do the same thing with not just the black color, they do it with any race. Even some Caucasians Americans are complaining the same thing. All right, so it feels a little awkward. So, but nowadays, I think the young Koreans like you and the people who are gonna come up behind you, the young Koreans are beginning to embrace globalization. Some of you have traveled abroad. Some of you are planning to travel abroad. Some of you started learning English when you were very young. So it's learning a few English cultures and traditions and stuff. So your minds are much open than your parents and in the past generations. In the past, a foreigner can never get married to Korean. Never. The parents would disown them and kick them away.
Because of religion.
Religion?
Yes.
I don't think so. Koreans have Christians and Buddhists.
Oh.
I don't think it's religion. I think it's culture. Koreans have a strong.
Some prejudice.
Koreans have a strong bond, bondable culture. They cherish their blood. Yes. Do you understand? And it's amazing. It's a good thing. It has its benefits. One of the benefits of that is, except a foreigner decides to break even. Like for example, if it's not in this classroom, let's say for example we met in Swiss, you and I. If you meet me in Swiss and I say "Annyeonghaseyo," you'll be so shocked. And if you respond to me and we speak a little bit, you become comfortable with me. You become so comfortable. In your mind, you've seen Korean person. That's the quality. That's a very good thing. That's the positive thing about it. You know, so it gives you comfort, especially when you find someone who speaks Korean. A few people who do business in Korea, you know, that's one of the reasons. That was one of the secrets of what is it? This Muslims guys from all of these Arab nations, like halal food, like this Pakistani people. Oh, you know them, right? Right, all those Syria, all those Pakistan. When they come to Korea, they are not interested. They just go to learn Korean language. They've known the secret. And when they learn the Korean language, they can break even. They can do business. They can break things that other foreigners cannot do. That's the secret. Really, the first day I came to this Hagwon, the owner of the Hagwon, when I told him, when he was asking me a question, I was answering him in Korean. He was shocked. That was the love. He just lied to me naturally. You see the secret. It's the secret.
So making comfort.
Yeah, he became comfortable. When he took me up to the teacher's room to introduce me, he told them in Korean, he's so good in Korea, so you should be careful what you say.
How
Do you
much
understand?
How much you?
Hmm?
How much you?
Like, how do I feel? Or
Or can you speak Korean fluently?
I am not fluent.
I don't
So,
think
but
so.
the secret, no, but that's the truth. I'm not fluent.
Okay.
No, I'm not fluent. My understanding is a lot more than my speaking. I can boast of maybe 65 to 70% of understanding, but my speaking might be sort of 40 or 30. Now, the thing is this, I can say whatever I want to say in Korean. Anything I want to say. Maybe I might not be perfect. The grammar, structure, the expression might not be perfect, but yeah, but I could say what I want to say, and I would make you understand. All right. And then a lot of people say I sound native. Like when I speak Korean, I sound very native. I sound very natural. Sometimes when I speak, last weekend, one of my friends asked me to please call. He's a foreigner. He said, please, can you make a reservation for me somewhere? So I called to make a reservation.
In Korean?
In Korean. And when the foreigner went there, the Korean person said, no, this is not the voice I spoke to. The voice I spoke to sounded exactly like Korean. You know, the owner of the place couldn't believe it was a foreigner who made the reservation. So my friend had to show my phone number, and then they called me back. I said, yes, I made this reservation. Just attend to it. You know. So, anyways, that's one of the things. So learning foreign languages is much easier for children.
So it's not problem.
Hmm?
So it's not problem.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So the last one is being away from family and culture. A lot of people have that as a problem. This is a little problem, the learning of language, if you are an adult. But if you are a little child, it's easier. There's a research that says that kids from 2 to 4 years can learn 8 languages at the same time. Because your parents didn't.
We didn't have smartphone
It's not a smartphone.
and lots of books about English.
So one of the things I'm gonna do to my children is to expose them to languages. I would at this very small age expose. They capture it. They capture everything, and then when they get to the age of 6, 8, they break, they divide, they know the differences in the languages. That's how they pick up when they're great. Amazingly, a child or a student, a Korean student who went through the right basic language build-up in English from probably kindergarten, and they grew. Okay, my phone is on record. I would have shown you guys. I had four 3-year-old boys. I used to teach English. They were 3 years. Those kids amazed their parents within 6 months. Korean kids. I used to teach them in my apartment. So I used to have like a study room in my apartment. They amazed their parents in 6 months. They picked English so fast. They could read books. I think I should have a video of them. They could read books, English books. Their parents were shocked. I started teaching them from A, B, C, and then I taught them how to make the phonic sounds and how to combine the words. they amaze their parents. So, anyways, so that's it. So this is gonna be your homework. Questions for debate and your workbook. Alright?
Yes.
It's gonna be the end of the class.
Thanks for this teacher.
It's okay. So if you're watching live, try and do your own study, okay? Good, I'll post it so you can see it.